Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and whatever else is watching. My name is Nick and you are once again, well, watching Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc. In the previous episode we got our hopes up that the mastermind might have died, that Kyoko might have prevailed over him or her. And that, well, that we might have were capable of getting out. Unfortunately, however, that turned out not to be the case. And now we have a victim, another death to investigate. The strangest part though is, we have no clue who the deceased is. However, there is only one person in our group missing. And that is Kyoko. So I suddenly hope that she isn't the victim and that it might be someone else. It could still be that Mukuro Ikusaba person, that 16 student, and that the mastermind isn't Ikusaba, but either the guy on the right here, Hiro or Byakuya. Those two I am thinking of being the mastermind, considering everyone else is dead. But then again, do the deceased ever stay dead? I don't even want to go there. I don't even want to go there. Because sooner or later you will see that either Leon or Sayaka is gonna be the mastermind. No. Now everyone becomes actually... Oh, I'm just confusing myself now. Well, let's start with the episode, with this video, shall we?
A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
Huh? Class trial? Do you mean?
It's the Monokuma file!
I'll leave the next Monokuma file right here. Everyone, give it all you've got, okay?
Heart-pounding excitement!
Okay, things are gonna get pretty crazy from here on out. You're in for a heck of a ride.
I can't wait! I can't wait!
I can't wait, I can't wait. I didn't need to repeat that. And then, he was gone. Reality was incomprehensible. The truth hopelessly out of reach. All we were left with was despair. We stood there for I don't know how long, frozen in place. I couldn't think. It took everything I had just to keep myself standing upright. I don't understand any of this. What's despair entertainment? And how is he still alive?
I'm sick of this.
I thought that finally we could get out of here. And plus, what did he say about a class trial?
Stop talking.
Well, that part is obvious. The class trial is the class trial. What it means is that at this point we have to figure out who the culprit is. Figure out who killed Kyoko. Who killed Kyoko? Oh no, please don't tell me it's Kyoko. What?
What the heck?
What are you talking about? I thought Mukuro Ikusaba was the one who died. The victim was female, right? Kyoko certainly fulfills that condition. And if Monokuma is still alive and active, that means that the mastermind Mukuro Ikusaba isn't dead. Assuming Mukuro Ikusaba is the mastermind. Well, Kyoko seems to think that, but please don't tell me that was Kyoko. Please, I actually liked her. That she was my favorite person in all this in this entire game. Ah. So naturally, that body can't belong to her. So it must be Kyoko. There's no other possibility. The body is Kyoko's? Kyoko's been murdered? No. It's not possible. Because I don't know anything about her yet. Yeah, well, even she didn't know, apparently. I don't even know who she really is. To have it end like this? I don't believe it. I refuse to believe it.
Quiet.
Whether you believe it or not doesn't matter. The truth is the truth. If you refuse to believe, it's your responsibility to uncover the truth for yourself. Myself? Anyway, we'd better begin. But if we're gonna have a class trial, then that means the killer...
That's right.
Correct. It must be someone participating in our school life. Wait! So you're saying one of us killed Kyoko? Well, that's not precisely what I'm saying, no. Huh? But you just said...
Stop talking.
I don't have time to explain now. There's a veritable mountain of issues I need to confirm. So I'm going to begin my search. If you value your lives, you'll put everything you have into this. That's how this game works after all. Well, I better start by checking out the Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. I knew that body was long enough to skewer someone entirely, and still have room to skewer someone else. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. So even the Monokuma file doesn't tell us who the victim actually was? The unidentified body. Could it really be Kyoko? Or... I have no choice. I have to investigate. I have to uncover the truth for myself. No matter what, I have to find out what happened. Or we're all dead. I need to go back to the scene of the crime. Back to the garden. Whew. Monokuma file 5 has been added to the Truth Brother section. Okay, time to get started. I need to check anywhere that may be important from one end to the other. I just need to do what I always do. Okay. So we have a murder, victim unknown. So, what does everyone have to say? It's 11 o'clock right now. How do you know? Okay, and?
You're serious?
Oh, well, I was thinking about when we first found the dead body. When the dead body was found? Huh? I should look back at what I did this morning to help me remember when that was. Monokuma's announcement woke me up at 7 o'clock as usual, and I headed for the dining hall pretty soon. Once I got there, I met up with Hina. That was right around 7:30. Then I headed to the gym, where everyone else was waiting. Next, Kyoko went to get the pickaxe, and that's when she found the body. Actually, I think we all went to the headmaster's office first. What time was it then? Now then, Kyoko, what time is it? Well, we left the gym. When we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. That's right. It had to have been right around 9 o'clock.
You know?
Ah, now that you mention it, I think you're right. So I think we can say for sure that the body was found at 9 AM. Okay, my job's done. Wait, how is that your job done? But the body was found at 9 AM. That means it wasn't killed at 9 AM. It could have been... She could have died a lot earlier. She could have died during the night, you know? That's a pretty small job. That was no job at all. When the body was found, was added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Apparently, it's important. Yakia. Good timing, Makoto. I wanted to talk to you. Is it about the knife? What do you want to talk about?
So in other words...
I'd like to hear your alibi. Hear my alibi. Okay. Alibi?
In other words...
Correct. I'd love to hear where you were after nighttime began last night. Well, in bed having a fever dream, but that's not something you would accept anyway. Well, I was sick, so I was asleep all night. But why are you asking about that now? And what's nighttime got to do with it?
Naturally.
Isn't it obvious? This murder took place after nighttime. How can you know that for sure? Because it just after nighttime began, I came to the garden. I was going around looking for everyone so I could tell them about Monokuma. Hero's been spending most of his time in the garden the last few days, so I figured he'd be here. And I can confirm that when I arrived last night, there was nobody here.
In other words...
So the murder could only have taken place at some point during nighttime, after I left the garden. However, Kyoko, Hiro, Hina and I were in the gym together the entire night last night. What? Once I found Hiro in the garden, we immediately went to Kyoko and Hina's rooms to get them. At that point, we all went to the gym and began dismantling Monokuma. As a precaution, we made sure not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. In other words, all 4 of us have airtight alibis. Except for you sent Hina to get breakfast on her own. But I don't want to point the finger at Hina. Okay? The only ones who don't have alibis are me and Kyoko.
That's right.
And if the victim really is Kyoko, then I'm the only one without an alibi. Also, when we went to get Hina and Kyoko, we stopped by your room as well.
What?
But you never came to the door. So, where precisely were you? I'm telling the truth. I was in my room, but I was dead asleep. I had a fever, so... That's hardly an alibi. I know. So, what now? You seem to be at quite a disadvantage here. I'm the only one without an alibi. That's really bad, isn't it? Byakuya's account has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Well, during the fever dream there was a person in that same mask, but I don't think it was the same person, considering the hands. Well, Toko. So, who does that body belong to? Whoever it is, I'm not gonna look. I don't want to faint anymore. Then why are you in this room? Go outside and look for clues there. Listen, Makoto. Do you remember how the body looked? You know, before it blew up? If I remember right, it was wearing some kind of mask and a big white coat. Also, there was a knife sticking out of the stomach, and the area around it was stained with blood. Apparently, the wound had stopped bleeding, but the blood on the body was still wet. Byakuya said not to touch it to avoid getting all bloody. Whew. Yeah, that is weird. The wound had stopped bleeding, but the blood was still wet. How can that be? Well, maybe, but shouldn't there be more blood then? Huh. But for now, how much blood there was on the body? For how much blood there was on the body? I didn't see any on the ground around it.
Okay.
Wow, thanks! That was a big help. Now that you explained it, I totally remember how it looked. And how is it going to help you? Well, having to talk about it like that helped me remember it a lot better too. So, thank you too. Body before the explosion has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. We have the knife there. There's a knife laying on the ground. And it is probably the knife that was in Makoto's drawer. Desk. Drawer. Is this? It must be the knife that was stuck in the body before it exploded. The force of the explosion must have thrown it over here. The Monokuma file said the knife went all the way through the body, from front to back. Does that mean this knife is what caused the fatal injury? There was also a blow to the head, you know. Either way, this knife, it looks really familiar. Yeah, because that's the one that Toko found. Wait, is this? That's it! It's a knife that person was holding. Not only that, that's the knife that everyone gave to you for safekeeping. This is getting really weird, which cements even further your target as being the suspect. There are just too many strange coincidences. Whoever the person in the mask was that attacked me last night, they were holding that knife. And that same knife was used to stab that same masked attacker attacker we found here. So maybe this masked person got stabbed because when they attacked, I was in a kind of trance. Maybe I reacted by grabbing the knife. And maybe then I... And if this really is Kyoko, it would mean Kyoko is the one that attacked me. But why the mask? And why the explosion to cover the identity afterwards? That's even a stranger thing. The strangest thing is the explosion to cover the identity of this woman. I just don't know. I don't remember anything clearly from last night. No! No, it can't be. There's no way. Knife at the crime scene has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. There's something down here as well. It looks like fragments of something. Fragments of the same kind of bomb that Monokuma used. They're all burned, so I can't really be sure. But I feel like I've seen something like it before. But where? Wait, was it there? I'll have to double check that later. That seems like a bomb part from Monokuma. Okay. If I check the body more thoroughly, maybe then I'll find out for sure if it's Kyoko or not. This is weird. There's some long fingernails. Huh? There's something weird about the body's fingernails. Oh, these are fake nails. They're really long. They seem like they get in the way of normal activity. Not to mention they wouldn't fit in a glove. Actually, wearing a glove would actually be redundant would actually make these fingernails pretty useless. So why have fake fingernails on them anyway? Fake nails has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. There's also something on the back of the hand. Of her right hand. Is this a tattoo? It got burned, so I can't make out the whole thing. But it looks like it's a picture of a dog or something. I've never seen anything like it before. Tattoo on the right hand has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Okay, 3 sections. The upper half of the body got set on fire in the explosion, so it's totally blackened. And the top half of the body is wet. That's because we dumped water on it. That's because it got set on fire and I threw water on it. Since I only threw water on the part that was on fire, the top half, the bottom half is still dry. In other words, there's nothing strange about the top half being wet. There isn't, right? Exploded body analysis has been added to the truth bullet section of... Yeah. There was also the white jacket the victim was wearing. Got totally burned up. There's only one little piece left. the lower half of the body didn't get wet at all. After the body blew up, the top half got set on fire, so I dumped a bucket of water on it. Which explains why the bottom half isn't wet. Wait, if 7:30 go the sprinklers off, then Makoto has an alibi, because this body was placed after 7:30, and that's when we actually met up with Hina. There's nothing strange about that, right? Wrong. If this was happened during nighttime, then this is the panel that controls the sprinklers. They are set to turn on at 7:30 every morning, and Monokuma said the time positively couldn't be changed. Huh? Hold on! So the sprinklers turn on at 7:30 each morning, right? Then if the body was here before then, the sprinklers should have gotten it wet. Which would mean the murder must have taken place. Sprinkler has been added to the fruit bullets section of your handbook. After 7:30, more or less even after the sprinklers were turned off. And considering if they might have been turned on for 5 or 10 minutes, that means, yeah, Makoto was already with the group then. And remember, there were some chickens in the chicken coop. I count 4 chickens. Wait, 4? Weren't there 5? Huh, 4?
Yo!
What's going on, Makoto? Oh, I'm glad you're here. Listen, do you remember how many chickens there were in here? Of course. There were precisely 5. Yeah, right. What's wrong? There's only 4 chickens here now. We're 1 short. Huh? That's so weird. I wonder when it disappeared.
But
I was down here just before nighttime last night, and there were definitely 5 chickens then. So the 1 chicken must have disappeared then.
what?
What are we gonna do? Going from 5 to 4 is gonna have an impact on the structure of the world.
Conspiracy!
It's like a jigsaw puzzle. If even a single piece disappears, the entire world will remain unfinished. Wait, what? Don't question it, Nick. Don't question it. I did my best to ignore Hero and focus on the problem at hand. Why did one of the chickens disappear? Could it be related to the case? Chicken coop chickens has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Okay. Toolshed probably also has some clues. The Monokuma flower, huh? Is it true? Does it really eat paper, plastic and people? Anyway, I don't think it's related to the case, so I think I'll just stay away. Sprinklers then. There's no all coming out. Are those the sprinklers? Okay. Let's take a look at the tool shed. And wait. There's something extra here. This room is dusty and this. Alright. Is this a tarp? Wait. Was there a tarp in here before? I should probably look into that. It could be related to the case. Okay. Maybe the rest. I really hope there aren't any clues hidden in the fertilizer. Nothing to do with the case, the pickaxe. There's something carved into the handle of this pickaxe. Preheat diamond. It's the same thing that was written on the back of Mondo's coat. This pickaxe is connected to Mondo somehow. It's definitely intriguing, but now's not the time to worry about it. There's a lawnmower here. I don't think it has anything to do with the mystery corpse. Hey, there's also a additional box, is there? Or not? These flowers have nothing. Actually, the tarp is the only thing, eh? The top is wet and covered with mud and grime. But the underside, it's totally clean and completely dry. One side of the tarp is wet and dirty. Something about that bothers me. Tarp has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. That's the one thing in here that concerns me. Whoa. That's also the only thing here. Yeah. So I think I've checked everything I need to do in this area. But I'm not done yet. There are other areas I need to check. Specifically that fragment I found before. Wasn't that in the gym? There's somewhere I need to go in order to confirm my suspicions. And I still need to find out more about Kyoko. Is that corpse really Kyoko? If that's true, was that also Kyoko who attacked me last night? If I can find out more about her, maybe I can answer that question. Kyoko was never the kind of person to talk about herself all that much. Maybe if I can get into her room, I'll be able to find out more. But the key to her room...
It's all clear now.
Byakuya has it. I will simply limit your options. I can't allow you to engage in any further suspicious activity.
What?
Limit my options?
Just give up.
Give me the key to your room. I don't have a choice. I have to see if he'll let me borrow her room key. Or maybe he would like to join me on this venture. Hey, Byakuya. If you do come up with an alibi, I'd be happy to hear it later at the class trial. Oh no, it's not about that. You have the key to Kyoko's room, right? I was hoping I could borrow it. I'm afraid I can't take that risk. You're the prime suspect, after all.
What?
Of course, if I were to go with you, that would be a different story. Then, will you go with me? Sorry, I have my own agenda to take care of. Find me again later, and we'll see. Jeez, aren't we being an idiot? You know, you could make yourself an alibi, Makoto. If you pointed out the condition of the body being wet and dry, and the sprinkler system.
Goodbye.
Depending on my mood, I may go with you, or I may not. Come back later, huh? Okay then, in the meantime I should look around somewhere else. Maybe I should check out that one area. Okay, so map, where do you want to me to go? Well, nothing on the 5th floor. Nothing on the 4th floor. Nothing on the third. Also, nothing on the second. First floor, neither. Hey, can't I go to the dormitories? Apparently not. But the pool is not where I need to go either. The gym is where I need to go. I need to check out that bomb. Where did they put that bomb? Is it with Monokuma? Monokuma is laying dismantled on the floor, but I figured it wouldn't be here.
You know?
I just found something. What is it? What is it? It's...
Huh?
It's what? A bomb. There's one installed in every Monokuma robot, I'm sure.
What?
A bomb? And that bomb went missing. There's no doubt about that. The fragments I found in the garden. Fragments near the dead body. Has been updated in the truth bullet section. Updated. Okay, I've checked everything else I can think of. All that's left now is Kyoko's room. I should head back to the garden and ask Byakuya. Is he even in the garden? Byakuya is actually in the garden. Okay. I thought he left. You think you can go soon? Byakuya?
Let's go.
You wanted to check out Kyoko's room, right? Very well, let's go. Ah, wait for me! Byakuya walked off without a second glance, and I hurried after him on our way to the dorms. Anyone else here? Just checking. Nope. Well then, here we go. Byakuya took out the key and slid it into the keyhole, and then click. And it's open. Looks like it, thanks. Then let's get in, shall we? Her room is just as plain as Makoto's. Where? Okay. So this is Kyoko's room. Actually, she has a pink sheet.
Such
Hey,
ignorance.
it would be wise to look around a bit more. Yeah, wrong button. I needed to get this. No matter where... Yeah. Let's take a look at her bed. Here's her bed. Don't see anything interesting here, at least not as far as the case is concerned. Ooh. Here's the bathroom. She might have certain articles hanging out to dry. I better not look inside. Too bad. Monitors. So what do you have to say? You wanted to come here, right? So what is it you're looking for? Nothing in particular, I just thought we might find some kind of clue here. A clue that might help us understand Kyoko.
Come on.
You can't be serious. That's why you made me take time out of my search to come here. sorry. Regardless, if you plan on poking around at random, you're doomed no matter how much time you take. Surely you have something more concrete, something to give us some sort of direction here. More concrete? Oh, I know! Earlier, Kyoko gave me something. Huh? What's this?
It's true.
Consider it a symbol of my determination. Don't open it yet. Only open it if something ever happens to me. I'm sure I have it here somewhere. Found it! What's in the envelope? Kyoko gave it to me. She said if something ever happens, I should open it. Well, something has certainly happened, so open it. Okay. Jeez, talk about being pushy. I opened the envelope and looked inside. Inside was a single piece of paper. Under the sheets.
What?
That's all that was in there? Yeah, looks like it. Under the sheets. What could it be? Well, we have one more thing here. And then I look at the sheets. There's something on the table. It's a woodblock decoration with a 6 or a 9 on it, depending on how you hold it up.
What?
What's that? What purpose does it serve? I think it's probably a key. The lockers at those really traditional public bathhouses use them for their lockers. Okay, locks I think. I wouldn't know. I've never gone to a public bathhouse. That doesn't really surprise me. It's hard to picture Byakuya doing something like that.
It's certainly possible.
But if it is a key, I think I might know what it unlocks. Really? What? Unless I'm mistaken. I'm pretty sure I saw something in the dojo that this might go to. The dojo? Woodblock key has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Okay, that's the next part. Now let's take a look at the sheets. But could something be hidden under the bed sheets? Part of me didn't expect to find anything, but as I lifted up the sheets... What's this? I found a crumpled up piece of paper. Class number 78. Student registry. Mukuro Ikusaba.
I see.
It appears to be Mukuro Ikusaba's profile. Yeah, looks like it. That's probably the other thing Kyoko stole when she snuck into the headmaster's room, along with the key. God, you're so annoying! Fine, I'll tell you, it was a key and a bleep! That's it! This must be the blank that Monokuma was talking about. Kyoko said a death without meaning was unappealing, and this is what she left behind. I don't have time for your sentimental indulgence. Says, hurry up and finish your search. Okay. I made an effort to pull myself together, then looked down at the profile sheet. Name, Mukuro Ikusaba. Sex, female. The ultimate soldier. Wait, the ultimate soldier? Not the ultimate despair? What? Wait, Kyoko, did you make... Kyoko, did you lie? Wait, what? Not all... Although small for her age, she was a military specialist trained in every weapon type imaginable. She showed an interest in the military from childhood and soon found herself completely absorbed in it. In elementary school, she won a survival game tournament and began writing for military magazines. Just before entering middle school, while she and her family were on vacation in Europe, she disappeared. Wait, what? The story of a young Japanese girl being kidnapped quickly took over Japanese media outlets. An intense international investigation turned up no information and she was never found. However, she reappeared in Japan 3 years later, alone and completely unannounced. She revealed that she had joined a mercenary group known as Fenrir for those 3 years. She insisted that she hadn't been kidnapped, that she'd received battle training of her own volition. Stockholm Syndrome? Well, maybe she joined it up. She did show an interest in it, that kind of stuff. However, she never revealed why she decided to return home when she did. Mukuro's profile has been added to the truth bullet section. Wait, why doesn't it actually tell anything about physical identification stuff? Something that would allow anyone to identify her. Or is this just part of the profile? Is it missing something? Like pictures? The Ultimate Soldier, a mercenary group. This doesn't feel real. The world I grew up in, it's like a completely different dimension. It's like one's non-fiction and the other is sci-fi. There's no way to even compare the two. That's how different this is. That was how I saw things, as just an ordinary person. But then,
I see.
I never imagined I would hear the name Fenrir in a place like this. Huh? You recognize it?
Naturally.
The Fenrir Mercenary Corps is a collection of battle-crazed warmongers. But they do have their uses, and they always get the job done. That's worth remembering. This is all part of a world totally removed from the one I live in? No, this is all part of a world totally removed from the one I live in. I have to say, I'm intrigued. Every rumor I've heard says that Fenrir has already...
Found it!
Wow! I feel like our hero is becoming a bit player. And a bit player is becoming our hero. Ah! It's you!
What?
What have you got in your pretty little hand there? Uh-oh! You found her profile. So, what if we did?
Hey,
Don't freak out on me.
on now.
I'm not gonna hold it against you or anything. And in case you're wondering, I don't hold it against Kyoko either, even though she stole it and hid it. After all, there's no rule against stealing, is there? But who I can't forgive is Miss Ogami, who broke the rules and busted into the headmaster's room. Maybe I'll drag her corpse out here and slice it up and devour it. Bees are omnivorous, you know. Bears are omnivorous, you know. Sorry about that.
What?
Are rule violations really so unforgivable? You're quite adamant about those regulations of yours. Of course course I am. A proper school life is built on the dedication to organization and order. Which is why even I, as the school headmaster, have to follow the regulations myself. Oh, so you're saying you have to follow your own rules as well?
Of course.
Absolutely! I can't have you complaining about how unfair it all is. Now can I? In fact, on the subject of fairness, would you like to know something interesting? Interesting? It's about the one writing all the rules. They're actually one of the participants in this killing game. I knew it. I knew it. I don't think I ever actually told you how many there actually were, did I? I was thinking I should probably clarify that.
Hey,
When you all first got together in the main hall way back when, there were 15 people there, right? I think that first meeting may have led to a little misunderstanding among you all. A misunderstanding? Are you saying?
in other words,
That's right. There weren't actually 15 of you.
yes indeed.
The total of number of students taking part in this killing game was actually 16. 16. Then?
Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair.
Yet on her profile it said Ultimate Soldier.
Watch out for her.
The 16th student, Mukuro Ikusaba. She's part of this school life. So the one making all the regulations is... Byakuya? Why?
Huh?
Did you say something? Why are you telling us this? Oh, well, because... Like I told you, this killing game is desperately popular. You wouldn't believe the ratings. And since we got so many viewers now, I wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page. I don't want to wake up to a hurricane of complaints and hate mail, you know?
Yes indeed.
Makes sense.
Well now.
Okay, that's all you get for now. Oh, actually, I do have some revenge to get. So I have an extra bonus for you. Revenge? I want to get back at that sneaky Miss Kirigiri. So I'm gonna share a little secret with ya. Seriously?
Hey,
You know how she wears those stupid gloves day in, day out all the time? Well, don't tell anyone I told you, but she wears them to cover a bunch of hideous scars that she doesn't want anyone to see. Scars, eh? What? Okay, now that's all you get. So that does mean that the body is actually not Kyoko. The victim is not Kyoko. Then who is the victim if Mukuro Ikusaba is the one behind Monokuma? Then Mukuro Ikusaba is not the one behind Monokuma. Byakuya. Or Hero. One of those two No. One of the students. All of those 16. strange. This is getting intriguing. Although, how intriguing would a killing game be? Monokuma's account has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Kyoko wears those gloves to cover up a bunch of scars? Wait, so on the back of her hands, the tattoo. Wait, but no! Monokuma specifically said they were scars, right? And that's why Kyoko wears those gloves, to hide the scars. Which means those fake nails on the corpse. Are you thinking about Kyoko again? Huh?
What?
Forget about her. What matters right now is uncovering Monokuma's trap. His trap?
Such ignorance.
God, must have really hated you to make you so dull. Seriously, the trap of Monokuma is that he wants to blame us for some killing. It is to lure out Kyoko, because if she doesn't come, then he can say it was Kyoko who did the killing. And therefore, if everyone voted wrong, he can pretty much say anything now. Because everyone in the group that will also be in the class trial will probably be exempted. Is that the trap you're talking about? Don't you remember what Monokuma just told us? He said there were 16 students, right? Which means Mukuro was a student here.
That's right.
Obviously, Monokuma was trying to tell us that Mukuro is the one creating the rules to the game. Is he? But why would he tell us that? And why now? He said he wanted to make things clear, so there wouldn't be any complaints later. But the mere fact that he said that proves that Mukuro is connected to this case. That's why Monokuma revealed the existence of a 16th student. He needs to make our investigation fair. Mukuro is related to the case. Of course, Makoto, what do you think? Who do you think the victim is? At least if... Yeah, that would also. Why would Kyoko have fake fingernails if she wore gloves all day?
It's certainly possible.
Perhaps she's the one who killed Kyoko. What? That would explain why we would have to have a class trial, wouldn't it? If she's a student and she killed someone, that would make her part of the school killing game. Mukuro is the killer. She killed Kyoko? Anyone should be able to come to that conclusion, don't you think? I think it's not Kyoko that's the corpse down there. I think it probably is Mukuro. I think you're again in the wrong with that. In fact, that's exactly what I thought when the investigation first began.
What?
But based on what Monokuma just told us, I've changed my mind.
It's all clear now.
Mukuro Ikusaba isn't the culprit. Huh? What makes you say that? How about the scars on Kyoko's hand? And there is a Fenrir. That tattoo is from Fenrir, isn't it? We thought Mukuro, the ultimate despair, was the mastermind's true identity. But if that's true, Monokuma's behavior makes no sense. Why would the mastermind go out of their way to reveal themselves to us? That's a good point.
So in other words,
Mukuro giving us information that would raise questions about her would be bold, to say the least. It makes more sense then to assume that Mukuro isn't the culprit. So that's a trap? They want us to suspect Mukuro and come to the wrong conclusion? That's what makes sense to me. The way you said it, it definitely does seem possible. But if that's really true, if Mukuro isn't the killer, then who is? Well then, I believe our work here is finished. Let's move on. I'm sure there are other places in need of investigation. I should find out if that key and the dojo really are connected.
let's go.
Well, are you coming? Oh, I don't need to move over there. But you said something about the lockers, didn't you? Hurry up and check the locker. That's what we're here for after all. Okay. 6. Hey, it's missing something that all the other 5 have. There are wooden lockers here. They use woodblock keys, just like at those super traditional public bathhouses. It looks like the key we found in Kyoko's room really does go to one of these lockers.
I see.
Makoto, do you see the locker farthest to the right?
Very strange.
That's the only one that doesn't have a key in it at the moment. You understand what that means, right? I should probably use the key we found on that locker, right?
That's right.
Well, just try it. Okay. Jeez. Being pushy. I took out the woodblock key and inserted it into the locker's metal lock. Click. The locker eagerly accepted the key and it opened. There are arrows in here. There are? Nick, reading. It's really difficult, isn't it? There are arrows in here. It looks like 10 arrows in total. They look like they are made of titanium, which means they're quite strong despite how thin they are. Of course, without a bow, they're nothing but strong little sticks. Strong sticks? Titanium arrows has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Oh, there's something else inside the locker. It's a wadded up ball of duct tape. I wonder what this was used for. It has blood on it. What? Is that a blood stain?
I see.
If it is, that means it must surely be related to the case. This duct tape is related to the case somehow, but how could it possibly be involved? My question exactly. Bloody duct tape has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. I think that's all the locker has to offer for now. Is something wrong?
Very strange.
It's very odd, don't you think? The locker was hiding items that were clearly related to the case. But how did the key to the locker wind up in the victim's room?
Why?
Or perhaps... Byakuya? Forget it. Come on, we need to continue on to the next location. Huh? What next location?
What?
There's still something we need to look into. we need to do more research on Fenrir. You mean the library and that special room, don't you? Fenrir? You mean the mercenary group that Mukuro was a part of? But how are we supposed to find out about that? Makoto, how about the library? Jeez! Isn't it obvious? Where in the school would you go to do research on something? Research? Library, Makoto? Are you talking about the archive? Right, the archive behind the library. That's right. The archive has all kinds of info that the general public doesn't have access to.
Let's go.
We only have so much time before the trial begins. Let's hurry. Okay. I believe there was a file related to Fenrir somewhere over here. Byakuya seemed to know the archive like the back of his hand and went straight to a shelf in the back. Ah, here we go. He quickly returned with the file in hand. That's strange. Can I? Yeah, I can do more, but...
I see.
Take a look at this. I have no idea what it is. What it says. What language is this? How did you make it all the way to high school without learning a single word of French? Really? Single word of French. Some schools don't actually require you to learn French. Unfortunately, I was required to learn French in my first 3 years. Then I dropped it. I never had learned a single word of French in the 3 years afterwards. Because languages were always my worst subject, says the person that is now talking into English. Oh boy, and English isn't even my native language, which everyone probably already knows. I'm pretty sure most high schoolers can't speak French. Well, whatever, I'll read it for you, but I expect you to repay your debt 100 times over. Wait, that was the Fenrir file and it had the same thing as on the back of the hand, same symbol. 100 times? Isn't that kind of extreme? Fenrir is an elite fighting unit based out of the Middle East. Unlike military contractors, they are a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Just like Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok, their mere presence is enough to strike fear into any enemy. They have been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago, they completely ceased all activity. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. There are unconfirmed reports that the key members of the group were all neutralized. Rumors indicate they were killed to keep them from revealing the many state secrets they acquired. Some, however, believe there was mounting internal tension within the group and they simply imploded. Is it Mukuro Ikusaba who killed everyone?
What?
What is it? This all sounds like some kind of alternate reality. Well, it isn't. This is our reality. The only reality. These people are part of our world. Their battlefields aren't much different from our lives here. And unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it also exciting. Exciting? Definitely isn't the word I would use. So, did anything jump out at you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about Fenrir. Yeah, their logo actually. Now that you mention it, the report said something about the name Fenrir comes from, right? That's right, it is said Fenrir is the wolf of Ragnarok. Speaking of which, would you like to know something interesting related to that? To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joined the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body. What? Jeez, Makoto, even I could have guessed that. That tattoo on, what do you think that tattoo on the back of the hand from the corpse is? I think, considering the logo of Fenrir that we saw in the report, it's the same. They got a tattoo of Fenrir. Could that mean Mukuro Ikusaba's profile has been updated in the Truth Bullet section of your handbook?
Time is utterly silent, and yet it constantly assaults us, organisms, the earth, natural phenomena. It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that. Anyway, it's time to begin the class trial. So, please meet up in the usual spot. See you later.
Then, the time has come. All we can do now is try to uncover the truth during the class trial.
That's right.
It would seem that way. Let's go. I don't know who killed her yet, but I do know that the victim is more likely Mukuro Ikusaba, unless the tattoo was transferred. It wasn't Kyoko. But do I dare to say that Kyoko killed her? Please don't tell me that's true. Please. Then again, Kyoko is nowhere to be found. Will she be here? I don't know. Very well. Okay, that was the investigation. So now we will be heading to the trial. And that's where I think I am going to end this episode. I thank you all for watching. And until the next time. Goodbye!
Danganronpa.